Good afternoon. We are bringing you a commentary today of Morecambe against Newport County from the League Two playoff final. I'm your alternative host, Russ Vernon, alongside your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and you are listening to the Commentary Hub. Hopefully, you'll have an enjoyable match that we can bring you today. Hopefully, we'll have plenty of goals. We saw 2 goals on Saturday when Brentford beat Swansea in the Championship playoff match. We also saw 3 goals yesterday's Blackpool beat Lincoln 2-1 in the League One playoff match. Now it's time for the League Two playoff final as Morecambe take on Newport County this afternoon. Alongside me, like as mentioned, is our commentator for this 3 o'clock kickoff today. So kickoff is fast approaching, and Nicholas, with kickoff fast approaching then, how are you doing, mate? You doing okay?
Yes, good afternoon, Russ. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, and also, Nicholas, as you've already shown me off, you're suited and booted for this one today. I bet you're excited to be in your suit and ready for this playoff final, aren't you?
It's a special occasion, so I thought I'd suit up for it.
Yes, a very big shout out to Derry Jones, Jerry Jones, and Malcolm Jones. We're all tuned in today. Hopefully, you're enjoying the programme as we bring you the League Two playoff final, and also good afternoon to all our listeners, and not just those. Looking ahead to the game then, Nicholas, Morecambe unchanged lineup from their win with a 4-1-4-1 formation. Newport with a 3-5-2 formation, and one change for them with their captain, Jos Labade, coming into the side, but with Morecambe keeping the same side. Why do you think then, Nicholas, since you've seen last couple of Morecambe matches, why do you think Morecambe have decided to keep the same side today and not make any changes? What was the main reason, do you reckon?
The main reason I'd reckon was because Derek Adams feels that Morecambe are solid in defence. We saw that. I saw that over the playoff leg matches they did against Tranmere Rovers. Almost nothing could get past them. So it'll be interesting to see how they do against Newport County, because they're a different club altogether.
Yes, and as we were mentioning off air, Nicholas, this brings down the end of what's been a fantastic football league season for 2020-2021, and a few fans inside Wembley Stadium for this one. Must be glad for fans to be in the stadium, as we mentioned, every single game we have been doing these past few weeks. Looking at the Newport side then, Jos Labade coming into the side today, and he's the captain today. What do you reckon Newport need to do if they are to do something which Tranmere couldn't do quite often and break down this Morecambe side? What do you reckon Newport need to do this afternoon to get the better of Morecambe, Nicholas?
Newport need to catch out Morecambe pretty early. I believe they did that in their first leg match against Forest Green Rovers. But what also Newport needs to do is once they've caught Morecambe out, is also start applying a bit more pressure on them by scoring more goals. They didn't do that very much for part of their second leg against Forest Green, but they managed to pull ahead when the match went into extra time. So what Newport needs to do is to get ahead quickly and avoid extra time.
Yes, potentially we could have extra time today if the scores are level between the 90 minutes. Newport was in the League Two playoff final back in 2018-19 when they lost out to Tranmere Rovers. It could be a repeat of that final if Tranmere got past Morecambe in the second leg over the 2 legs in the playoffs, but Tranmere couldn't, and so it's Morecambe's turn against Newport. Newport lost on that occasion, Nicholas. Since they've already been in the playoff final, do you reckon Newport will have the edge over Morecambe. And what's your overall feeling going into this game? Do you reckon Morecambe can win today, or do you reckon it'll be Newport who will get the win this afternoon? And what's your score prediction?
I can't pick an outright winner right now, but I reckon it's going to be close. I reckon it could be. I reckon it could go either way. 2-1 extra time.
Yes, and also Nicholas is going to be a very good game today with two big, two great teams in League Two fighting to get to League One next season. One will be playing the likes of Rotherham United, Sheffield Wednesday, Wycombe Wanderers next season. Two big names in there, as mentioned, is Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday. Also Doncaster Rovers, another Yorkshire side which I mentioned in there. Whereas if you look at and then those will be staying in League Two, playing teams like Sutton United who are in the Football League after winning the National League this season, and could be facing the likes of Chesterfield if they get through in the playoffs, or Halifax, Stockport in the playoffs, Torquay in the playoffs. So could be playing teams like that next season. And clubs like Newport, like Morecambe, want to test themselves against teams that have just come down from the Championship. And if they win today, they'll get that opportunity. The players are in the tunnel ready to go. I can see Newport goalkeeper right to the back. I can see the Morecambe players. I can see Tamana Diagaraga, the former Leeds man, in that lineup there. And should be a good game, this one today. I'm going to have an hazard of a guess, and I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-1 win for Newport after extra time. Because it'll be 1-1, and then Kevin Ellison to score the winner in extra time. And Kevin Ellison or Ben Pringle, whoever's side wins in this game, Pringle for Morecambe, obviously Ellison for Newport, could end up playing against their former club Rotherham United next season with their current clubs as the teams emerge onto the field of play. Should be a very good occasion. Morecambe against Newport, there's the trophy, ready for the end of the playoffs as the teams made their way onto the field of play right now. Should be a good game. Good to see both sets of fans in the stadium as well. So it's very good to see both teams in the playoffs and in the playoff final. And now it is time for the national anthems of England and Wales, starting with England. And now, time for the national anthem of Wales coming up. And now it is time for me to hand over to your match commentator for this League Two playoff final. And talking you through the action is Nicholas Jones.
Thanks, Russ. Now going through the lineups, starting with Morecambe. Kyle Leatheran will start in goal, and it's a back four of Cooney, the captain, Lavelle, Nathaniel Knight-Percival, Lewis Gibson. Jan Sangu is the centre midfield and is surrounded by McAlendon, Wildig, Diagaraga and Mendes Gomez. Cole Stockton is the lone striker. No change from last week. And Newport County make only one change from last week's game against Forest Green Rovers. Jos Labadie comes on in place of Anthony Hartigan. King is in goal. Then it's Shepherd, Bennett and Demetriou at the back three. And with Lewis, Labadie, Sheehan, Dolan and Haynes in midfield. Padre Gamond and Lewis Collins are the two strikers. It's not quite England against Wales, more like a battle between the bays, because, of course, Morecambe and Newport are close to beaches. Carlos Mendes Gomez, Morecambe's joint top scorer this season with 15 alongside Cole Stockton. Morecambe have never played in League One before and spent 14 consecutive seasons in League Two, and it's Jos Labadie's 150th appearance for Newport, scored on his debut in 2016. Can Newport banish the pain and heartache which they faced back in 2019? Bobby Madley is the referee, 35 games in total, his 14th in League Two, and he has dished out 115 yellow cards and 5 reds. Assistants are Jeffrey Liddell and David Hunt. The fourth official is Craig Hicks, and the reserve assistants, Joe Clark. Derek Adams and Michael Flynn have been through pains in playoff finals at Wembley before. Derek Adams led Plymouth Argyle to the playoff final in 2016 in League Two, only to lose out to AFC Wimbledon. Michael Flynn has done the same with Newport in 2019, of course, but he has also tasted success at Wembley as a player as well. He was part of the club that rose up from the conference to the Football League back in 2013. The players are getting ready for the game to start. Madley makes sure that everyone is in the correct position, and the players take the knee in solidarity for Black Lives Matter. Racism is not okay, not today or any day. It'll be Newport to kick the game off, wearing their yellow shirts, black shorts and black socks. Morecambe wearing the red shirts, white shorts, and black socks. And we are underway at Wembley Stadium for the Sky Bet League Two playoff final, and already a throw-in within the opening 10 seconds of the match. And it's going to be a Morecambe throw-in straight away to be taken by Liam McAlendon, and the ball's gone out for another throw-in. Bit of a slow start to the game so far. Haven't really seen much of anyone attacking yet, but although we are about 40 seconds in, so we should see some action underway very quickly. And it's now Morecambe in possession with the ball, almost caught there by now it's in the possession of Mendes Gomez, fouled by Liam Shepherd. No caution. No cards have been given. No caution or cards have been given. So but already a free kick to Morecambe, and that's just over. And that's just after the first minute. Good free kick taken, and the ball has gone just wide, courtesy of Mendes Gomez. Received the ball from his teammate, but just couldn't find the correct angle. and Morecambe and Newport still remain 0-0. It's up for a goal kick to Tom King, the Newport goalkeeper. He clears the ball away. Headed by Knight Percival, and it's out for another throw. I guess they're just a little over enthusiastic about being in this playoff final, and it is Ryan Haynes with the throw for Newport. Liam Shepherd now for Newport, and he found Lewis, but was tackled by a Morecambe player, and Madley raises his hands for what looks to be a free kick, which is quickly taken by Liam Shepherd. Sent upfield by Josh Sheehan. Now caught by one of the midfielders. Now Shepherd again. Back to Shepherd. Shepherd finds Lewis. Almost taken by Gomez. Back to Shepherd. And it's now Mendes Gomez for Morecambe. Was almost caught by Diagaraga. Now it looks as if Morecambe might have a chance. McAllendon went for it, but it was intercepted well by Tom King. 3.5 minutes gone. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. King just timed his interception to perfection, and already another throw. It looks as if Mendes Gomez was looking for the goal, but well caught by Tom King. Now here's Lewis. Lewis crosses the ball upfield. He was heading for Lewis Collins, but Kyle Leatherin was quick to put a stop to that. Tom King, who scored in the 1-1 draw against Cheltenham on January the 19th. And I've also got to mention that it was a Guinness World Record at 96.01 metres. Morecambe still in play. Cole Stockton was pushed over by Mickey Demetriou. Yan Song-gu doing well to hold off the ball from Amon, but Newport are in possession. Dispossessed. Diagaraga passes to Mendes Gomez. Mendes Gomez gets away from Shepherd. Now back to Diagaraga. Passes to Laval. Sangu. Finds McAllendon. Liam McAllendon. Back to Diagaraga. Now Aaron Wildig was going for Mendes Gomez, but intercepted well by one of the Newport defenders. It was actually Dolan who caught it off. Now Collins going for the ball and fought down by Sam Laval. That didn't look like it was a rough tackle. I think Laval was just going for the ball. But nearly 6 minutes in, still Morecambe 0, Newport 0, and it's up, and the first corner of the game and it will be Newport who will take the corner. No, it's actually going to be a long distance throw in from Demetriou. Or is it a free kick from the far end? It looks as if he's actually going to do a long distance throw. Demetriou throws the ball in. Caught by Kyle Leatherin. And it looks as if the likes of Armand were in there, but Leatherin was too quick for them. Leatherin clears the ball away. But Newport's back in play. Now it's Lavelle for Morecambe. Lavelle streaks the ball up the field. He finds Cole Stockton. Ball goes out of play. Stockton, one of the key players against his former club Tranmere in the first and second leg during the playoffs. And it looks as if it's going to be a Newport throw-in. Indeed it is. Headed by... But it was cleared away by Jos Labadie, the captain. And offside. Offside has been given. Was Labadie too far ahead of his opponents? Quite possibly. Derek Adams, as I mentioned some time ago, he won promotion with Plymouth in 2016-17, though via automatic promotion. Here's Cole Stockton for Morecambe. Stockton tries to find Mendes Gomez in the penalty area, but it was well handled by Newport. Jan Songu for Morecambe, dispossessed, but it's now back to Sangu. And it looked as if Demetriou and Labadie crowded around him, and as a result, took him down. The meat and the sandwich here, it looks as if both of them pushed him down, and Demetriou sort of landed on top of him, but nothing worthy of a card in my view. Free kick to Morecambe. Can't see who it is that's going to be taking the free kick. It looks like Lewis Gibson. Okay, free kick taken. It might have been Wilding, but saved by Tom King. Actually, his world record of 96.01 meters, the longest goal in football, beat Asmir Begovic's record by a fair distance back when Begovic was Stoke City goalkeeper. Now is Sheehan. Sheehan for Newport, passes to Shepherds. Dolan. That was Lewis to Sheehan. Josh Sheehan. Demetriou. Now Sheehan again. Looks as if they're playing a tactical manoeuvre to keep Morecambe at bay, but Sheehan is now breaking up is now going up the field. Now here's Demetriou. Lewis. Dolan. Matty Dolan for Newport, passes to Sheehan. Demetriou crosses the ball up the field. And it looks as if he's found Ryan Haynes, but cut out by Ryan Cooney for a corner. And it is going to be Haynes and it looks as if it will be Haynes to take the corner, or is it Demetriou? No, it's not going to. No, it doesn't look like it will be a corner. It will actually be a long distance throw. Throw into Newport after just over 11 minutes. And it was goal bound by, it looked as if it was goal bound, and it looked as if it was by Liam Shepherd, but it was just wide. That's the although I think Kyle Leathering might have had a hand in this one as well, and it looks as if he'd actually punched him to the ground. That was pretty unnecessary, and I beg your pardon. It was actually Scott Bennett that came close. That came close to heading the ball in and that did look deliberate. And the Newport and Morecambe players trying to give their version of events to Bobby Madley, an ex-Premier League referee. No card given though. Although I think Leathering should have at least been booked for that one. Newport back in play with the ball. Although Wilding looked like he was going to take it off him, but cleared by King. Headed into the path of Yan Sangu. Back to Sangu. Still has the ball. Lavelle. Straight to Stockton. And we just had breaking news. Sergio Aguero is to join Barcelona on July the 1st. And the ball has gone out again for a throw. While I was mentioning that, and it looks as if Haynes was going to dispossess Mendes Gomez, but the ball went out in the wrong place, and it's a Morecambe throw-in to be taken by Ryan Cooney. Cooney with the throw. Almost headed by Stockton. Now McAllendon for Morecambe, but taken away by Pedregamond. And Sangu brought down by, I think it must have been Lewis Collins. Yes, in fact it was. And it's going to be a free kick and it's going to be another free kick to Morecambe. Jay Wildig to take the free kick. Aaron. Aaron Wildig to take the free kick. I'm guessing my player's name's mixed up there. Wildig with the long range free kick to Sangu. Now it's Knight Percival, but cleared out. Morecambe still want this. Free kick taken into the goal here. Sangu. But it's Gibson. Now Liam McAllendon. McAllendon for Morecambe. Crosses in towards, I think it might have been, crosses into Nat Percival, might have been shot for handball, but ball still in play. Amond picks up the ball for Newport. Amond crosses the ball forward. Was aiming for Lewis Collins, but Cooney did well to hold him off. McAllendon did well with the cross, but it was headed by Knight Percival. That looked goal-bound, but there might have been shout for a handball or something. Now it's a corner for Newport. And it is going to be Matty Dolan to take the corner kick for the Exiles. Corner kick taken, but wasted because Morecambe now have the ball courtesy of Aaron Wildig. Wildig passes to... Wildig finds McAllendon, who's now found Mendes Gomez. Mendes Gomez to McAllendon. But something has happened and the ball out for a throw, or it might have been, or there might have been an offside offence. This was what happened with Demetriou. That was what the Newport players would have been shouting for, shouts of a foul. Mendes Gomez, was he offside? I think he might just have been. But throw-in taken. but the ball has gone out of play again for a throw. After just over 16 and a half minutes, still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Shepherd for County. He passes to Dolan. Demetriou back to King. Now it's with Josh Sheehan. Sheehan finds Dolan. Now Demetriou. Back to Sheehan. Sheehan with the ball for Newport. Now Shepherd. Shepherd crosses to Collins, but the flag's gone up. He's offside. Offside by a long way. This was the Newport penalty. This was what Newport were appealing for, a penalty. It was the foul on Bennett, and I would actually have to agree with them. That did look rather aggressive. But the goal kick to be taken by Leatheran. Neither side managing to break through so far. Goal kick to be taken by Tom King. King trying to direct the players to where he needs them to be, and it's a long range kick of the ball, but it's now with Josh Sheehan. Sheehan passes to Shepherd. Shepherd now finds Lewis. Great bit of defending by Morecambe, and it's now Diagaraga to Mendes Gomez. Mendes Gomez crosses, but intercepted by King, who clears away again. Wasted effort though, and it's now back in Morecambe possession. Gibson to Diagaraga, now back to Gibson again. Gibson passes to Wildig, back to Gibson again. Gibson. Stockton was brought down by Shepherd, but play still goes on. Mendes Gomez briefly had it, but now it's back in Newport possession again. Collins for Newport, dispossessed by Knight Percival. And it's going to be another throw to Newport. Newport needed to break through Morecambe's defence quickly, and they haven't done so in the opening 20 minutes. Still 0-0 between both sides. And it is a glorious day at Wembley Stadium. The sun beating down on the stadium and the fans. Some have actually got their shirts off. Throw-in taken by Newport, and is now Liam Shepherd. Shouts for a penalty, but nothing given, and it was actually offside. Shepherd had the ball momentarily, although was Amond or whoever it was, or was Amond or Labadie momentarily offside. I think he might have been just a fraction. Obviously, we don't have VAR, so the referee's decision stands. Gibson heads the ball. Shepherd to Lewis. Lewis now tries to find Collins, but it was intercepted by a Morecambe player. Rolled away by King. Now here's Dolan. Dolan to Haynes crosses, but it was almost caught by Lavelle, although Leatherin was quick to pick that one up. Leatherin finds Stockton. Stockton now for Morecambe. Crosses to Wilding, but ball caught very well by Tom King. That to me is the closest Morecambe have come to scoring. Wilding couldn't get to the ball quick enough. Now here's Sheehan for Newport. Bennett back to Demetriou. Now here's Dolan. Sheehan crosses, but headed away by Lavelle. The Morecambe fans getting well and truly behind their team. Derek Adams conferring with his assistants over what new tactics they're going to have to come up with. The ball is out for a throw, courtesy of Demetriou. It's great to see the fans inside the stadium on what is a very crucial day for both clubs. Demetriou with the throw for Newport. Now in possession of Labadie. Sheehan goes for it, but saved by Kyle Leatherin. Great efforts on goal by both Labadie and Sheehan, but Leatherin did well to keep them at bay. Bennett now for Newport. Demetriou caught by Kit, passes back to King. Now Demetriou again. Dolan. Shepherd finds Bennett. Now Lewis. Cut out well by Gibson. After just over 24 minutes, still 0-0 between Morecambe and Newport. And as it's such a hot day, they're going to take it looks like they're going to take a quick drinks break. McAllendon receiving his bottle of what looks to be like a sort of an orange orange flavored drink. So quick break in play. Approaching 25 minutes. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0, and not a lot has happened so far apart from a couple of goals. The Morecambe fans paying tribute in loving memory to a former player. To a former player. I don't know his name yet, but if anyone does, please let me know on the comments page. But both sets of players taking stock, taking a drink, and also giving the chance to discuss what new tactics they might have. Still nothing to choose between both sides, in my view. Although Aaron Wilding came very close to opening up the goal for to scoring the first for Morecambe, as did Jos Labadie and Josh Sheehan for Newport a couple of seasons ago. Newport haven't played in the third tier since the 1979-80 season under their previous name, as play is now resumed. Shepherd for Newport. Cross to Haynes. Ryan Haynes for Newport, but play has been briefly, but Madley blows his whistle for something, I think. And Michael Flynn, who has led Newport to the 2019 League Two playoff final, which they lost to Tranmere 1-0. Can he and the side reverse their fortunes and banish those nightmares from 2 years ago? Leatherin with the kick, headed by Dolan, but it's now back in possession for Morecambe, courtesy of Lewis Gibson. Diagaraga, now Wildig, back to Gibson, back to Diagaraga, Gibson again. Caught by, I think it might have been Knight Percival. No, it was Wildig. Stockton now going for, trying to get it off Shepherd, but it was cleared out of goal. Gibson back to Diagaraga. Crossed by, I think it's Ryan Cooney, heading for Stockton. Cole Stockton almost had the opportunity to score. Excellent bit of teamwork between the two Morecambe players, between Cooney and Stockton, but King blocked him. But King did well to block him, although Stockton might have complained about physical contact. Corner given to Morecambe. Wildig with the corner, passes to Wildig again. Sorry, that was by Mendes Gomez, and out for a throw. If I missed anything particularly important during this match, I do apologise. Gibson with the throw. Was going for Stockton, but blocked by Lewis. And it's out for another throw to Morecambe. No cards given so far in this match, although there should have at least been one. Throw-in taken by Gibson. Defended well by Newport. McAllendon to Cooney. Now Sangu. Back to McAllendon, who crosses, aims for Wildig. But the Newport defence doing really well to hold the Morecambe attack off. No, sorry, I beg your pardon. It was in fact Wildig who came close to it having that ball. Now it's Tom King to take the goal kick. Almost 30 and a half minutes gone. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. King to take the goal kick. He clears the ball upfield. And it's in possession of Padre Gamond. Padre Gamond. Wrong angle, I would say, in my view. He didn't curl that one very well. It went straight to Collins, who passed to Amond, but his curling effort was mistimed and at the wrong angle. Corner, no, goal kick to Morecambe. No, I beg your pardon, it is a corner. Did a Morecambe player get a head or a foot to it before it was declared a corner? I don't know yet. Corner kick taken by Dolan, but cleared up, but headed away by the Morecambe defence, although Newport still want this. Just wide by Sheehan, I think it was. But that was a very close one. Stephen Hendry injured in the first leg match against Tranmere, so he's had to sit the remaining two. So he's had to sit the remaining 2 games out. I mean, subsequent 2 games out. But doubtless he will be back in the team next season. Leathering clears the ball away. Hands up for something. Couldn't see what happened. But quick free kick taken by Newport. Newport have had 6 attempts. Morecambe 3 so far. And with Newport so far only once on target. And Demetriou, I think it was, who has been fouled. Or was it Scott Bennett? Anyway, it's out for a throw. And it's going to be taken by Haynes. It might have actually been Haynes who was fouled. And just seeing separate shots of the fans. One actually dressed up in a shrimp costume. How's that for comedy? And but players restarted. Newport hungry for goals. Lewis. Demetriou crosses. Morecambe doing really well to keep the ball away from their goal. Excellent bit of heading by Labadie. Bennett had the ball, and it looks as if he actually pushed Sangu down. Yes, in fact, he did. Bit of a rough tackle on that one. He looked like he was nowhere close to the ball. Should have at least received a booking. Almost 10 minutes of normal time left. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. And a rough tackle on somebody, although it looked like the assistant referee's offside flag flew off. And they're all having a bit of a laugh and a chuckle about it. Yeah, sometimes situations like this, you gotta laugh, haven't you? And a shirt's being raised in honor of a former player who sadly is no longer with us. He is, I believe, called Mbulo, but if you know his full name, please let me know. Mbulu, I beg your pardon. And both sets of fans standing up and applauding in unity. Leathering to take the kick as a result of the offside. Headed by Lewis, now back in Morecambe possession. But player's been stopped for some kind of misconduct. Couldn't see what. Free kick to Newport. Demetriou almost taken off by I think it might have been Diagaraga. Josh Sheehan actually scored in the 3-1 away win against Morecambe on March the 13th. Could he perhaps do one against them at Wembley? King, Demetriou crosses the ball up the field. I think he was aiming for someone like Amand. And I've just got to mention by Mike Harneman, it was actually Christian Mbulu, the ex-Morecambe player who they were paying their respects to. So cheers for that one, Mike. Less than 10 minutes of normal time left. Lewis Gibson to take the throw. Shepherd passes, and I think he was aiming for Labadie, but he was fouled by, it might have been Gibson. Yes, indeed, he was fouled by Gibson. Hand straight to his chest by the looks of it. And that did look a bit rough. Again, that should have been a booking. Cross by Shepherd to Labadie, but great bit of interception by Diagoraga to palm the ball away from him. And Bulu, the ex-Morecambe defender who died on the 26th of May 2020. So cheers for letting me know on that one, Russ. Long throw to be taken by Lewis. Headed away by, I think it might have been one of the Morecambe defenders, although Dimitriou looked like he was close to actually scoring. Is it another? It looks to me like it might be another corner. Michael Flynn gathering his thoughts. Corner kick taken by Dolan, but cleared, but well handled by the Newport defence. Now Sheehan for Newport, who fouls Ryan Cooney. That did look a bit unnecessary, but the referee says play on. Diagoraga for Morecambe. Cooney now. Mendes Gomez back to Cooney. Wilding! But that shot was way too powerful. 6 minutes of normal time left. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. And just take a look at the challenge by Sheehan on Cooney. He did go for the ball, yes. So nothing. I don't think it was worthy of anything, in my view. And it is going to be Newport to take the goal kick, courtesy of Tom King. Headed by Knight Percival, but again, now back to Shepherd. Amond now for Newport, intercepted by the Morecambe captain Lavelle, out for a throw. Throw taken by Haynes. Crossed by, I think it might have been Dimitriou, and it's caught by Lewis. Over the crossbar. Not many opportunities. There haven't been that many opportunities for both sides that have gotten close to scoring. And with 5 minutes of normal time remaining, still 0-0 between both sides. I did say at the start of the programme that it would go to extra time, and but the second half could well change that. Goal kick taken by Leatheran. Now back in possession for Newport. Was going for Amond, but quickly cut off by Jan Sangu. Kevin Ellison doing a couple of warm-up exercises. The oldest player to score in an EFL playoff match at 42 years old, actually played 391 matches for Morecambe, scoring 88 goals between the years 2011 and 2020. Has played under 2 managers, Derek Adams, of course, and his predecessor, Jim Bentley. Mendes Gomez for Morecambe, now heading for Gibson. Gibson! Well timed there by Tom King. Mendes Gomez did well to hold on to the ball. Gibson, he passed to Gibson, but King did well. But King did well to stop him. That challenge was fair in my view, and this is now another Morecambe corner. Morecambe corner taken by Wilding. Was almost headed in by Lavelle. Lavelle shouts for a penalty. There might have been an incident in the goal area with somebody. And I think he might have been pushed to the ground by, it might have been Collins. But it's another goal kick to Newport. 2.5 minutes left of normal time. Ball is cleared, intercepted by Morecambe, but it looks like two players from each side have gone down. It's Gibson. It looked like Lewis Gibson might have been involved in that one as well. Aaron Lewis was the player that was involved in this for Newport, and I think Diagaraga might have been involved in that one as well. Both physios coming over to have a look at them. Because of the stoppages in play, there might be a couple of extra minutes added on, and that was what happened to Gibson, but that was really rough between Lewis and Diagaraga. Bashed into each other. Couldn't really tell who was at fault with that one. I think it might have been just an unfortunate incident. It looks as if both sets of players, both players are okay and they're carrying on. Play resumes. 1 minute left. Morecambe and Newport still level pegging at 0-0. Gibson heads to McAllendon, but intercepted by Newport. Shepherd to Demetriou. Goal kick taken by King passed it out of his goal area now. Lewis. Dolan. King. Demetriou. Demetriou for Newport. Striggers work the field. He crosses. He was going for Patrick Amon, but dealt with well by Morecambe. Mendes Gomez now for Morecambe, and we're into the 45th minute, and it's going to be an additional period of 3 minutes. And in case you missed it earlier on the commentary, Tom King beat the longest goal world record with a distance of 96.01 meters. And just as I was saying that, Scott Bennett was going for goal, but it just only clipped the side netting. Actually came off the head of Sangu, who might have sent it that way. Yes, indeed, it actually clipped his knee, but straight into the side netting. That was very unfortunate by Scott Bennett, who could have opened the scoring up for Newport, but it is going to be another corner. First of the additional 3 minutes played. Corner taken by Newport, headed by, I think it might have been Sheehan. No, it was Demetriou. But but it's difficult to tell right now which side is the strongest at the moment. Michael Flynn issuing his instructions from the sides. Kyle Leathering to take the goal kick for Morecambe. Was headed for Knight Percival. No, sorry, Wilding, but Newport got in the way. Now Sheehan. Passes this to Dolan. Dolan crosses the ball upfield. And it's now with Padre Gamon. Padre Gamon for Newport. Intercepted by Lavelle. Amon tries to get the ball back, but Lavelle goes down. And the ball is out for a throw. Throw in to be taken. Which it does, but is caught by Leatheren. As I've been saying, it's difficult to decide. As I was saying, it's been difficult to decide who is the stronger out of the two. And that's the end of the first half. Both teams come in with both unique expectations on their shoulders. Almost one or two shots were almost aimed at goal, but at half-time at Wembley Stadium, it is Morecambe 0, Newport County 0.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. Morecambe 0, Newport County 0 at the break then in this League 2 playoff final. So at the moment we're heading to extra time and penalties depending how the second half gets underway. It'll be interesting to see how the second half unfolds. All good here, Mike. Thank you very much for asking. Mike was asking how I am. Nicholas mentioned on commentaries that Tom King is a record holder, the Newport goalkeeper. Scored in a 1-1 draw with Cheltenham back in January, which went down on record as being the goal scored from the furthest distance, outbeating Asmir Begovic, who was the previous one for that. He said the goal, which was scored by Tom King, was a distance of 96.01 metres or 105 yards. And Tom King is an ex-Stevenage lone goalkeeper, played 18 games for Stevenage back in 2018. So be interesting to see how that goes, and interesting to see how the second half unfolds this afternoon. Some great news for Barcelona fans, as Nicholas mentioned earlier on in the commentary when the news broke, and I'll just fetch it back up on the screen while it's half time, and it is that Sergio Aguero, who announced he will leave in Manchester City earlier after the end of this season, he will now be heading to play at the Camp Nou and play for Barcelona from July the 1st. So he's leaving the Premier League and leaving England as well. Some other news today, it's the Euro Under-21 Championships. The knockout stages start today with goals with games involving Netherlands and France, Spain, Croatia, Denmark, Germany, Portugal, Italy, England were knocked out of that. In March, in the group stages, also this evening, Turkey take on Guinea in a friendly, kicks off at 6 o'clock. This evening, Western United lost 2-1 to MacArthur FC earlier on today. In the Major League Soccer last night, Seattle Sounders 0, Austin 0. That was early hours of this morning. This is the final day of the EFL season, with the League 2 playoff final between Morecambe and Newport currently poised with the score at goalless. There's some international friendlies tomorrow as the teams prepare for the Euros this summer. Some of the teams in action involving in England's group sees Croatia taking on Armenia, Kosovo, San Marino also in action, Lithuania v Estonia, North Macedonia v Slovenia, Slovakia, Bulgaria, Poland v Russia is also tomorrow night. Then on Wednesday, the team which we all want to watch, England, they take on Austria at 8 o'clock on Wednesday evening. Also played on Wednesdays, Belarus, Azerbaijan, Bosnia and Herzegovina versus Montenegro, Norway v Luxembourg, the Netherlands v Scotland, Romania, Georgia, as I mentioned, England, Austria, Germany, Denmark, France against Wales. And then on Thursday, there's a few matches, the quarter-final stage of the Euro Under 21 Championships. Quarter-finals at 5 and 8. International friendlies involve Andorra against Republic of Ireland, Ukraine against Northern Ireland, Switzerland, Liechtenstein and Belgium taking on Greece as well. And some World Cup qualifying in South America as Bolivia take on Venezuela and Uruguay take on Paraguay on Thursday as well. On Friday, some more international friendlies. We'll try and feature some of these matches between now before the Euros start. There's Spain, Portugal at 6:30, North Macedonia, Kazakhstan, Finland, Estonia, Italy, Czech Republic, Slovenia, Gibraltar, Nigeria take on Cameroon in an international friendly as well. Saturday sees Wales take on Albania as well. We'll try and feature that one at 5 o'clock on Saturday. Plus, we've also got feature some of the National League playoff matches for Notts County against Chesterfield and some of their playoff matches, which are happening this weekend as well. And also, the European Under-21 Championship final is on Sunday. Kick-off is at 8 o'clock. England play Romania at 5. Also in action at 5 is Luxembourg, Scotland, Netherlands against Georgia, and later on Belgium against Croatia. And there's also got Hawksbury United versus Bromley in the National League playoffs. We'll try and feature some of those coverage of those matches, or some of those matches I mentioned between now and the start of the Euros. Going back to today's match then, and we'll get back to some of those in a few. Get back to the action in a moment with Nicholas Jones. Mike has mentioned Jos Laverdare, the Newport midfielder and captain today, Mike. Mike's hearing that he is rumoured with a move to Stevenage this summer. So I reckon, Mike, it will depend on whether Morecambe win or whether Newport get the win today. Just looking at some of the chances here, Nicholas, we're just looking at this one. This Bennett chance for Newport, and very unlucky there. What's been your takes in that first half? Who's been the better side for you, Nicholas, in that first half today?
It's difficult to say who's been the better side in the first half, although Newport would have had more attempts at goal. Like you said with Scott Bennett, I think Pedro Mons might have come close a couple of times, although Josh Sheehan, he's been a key player throughout this game so far. But to me, it doesn't give any indication as to whether they're actually stronger than Morecambe.
Yes, it doesn't. And Nicholas, in that first half, what do you think Morecambe has done better than what Newport have done? Or do you reckon both have done about the same? Who do you think are the better of the chances in that first half?
If I was, as we've mentioned, the couple of chances mentioned by Newport, I think Newport might have come close on that one. Although Morecambe had a couple of chances themselves, I believe Aaron Wildig came close to scoring on one occasion. But what's really surprised me is that there haven't been any bookings in this game, when I feel there should have at least been 3.
Yes, I remember recalling that on the commentary, Nicholas, said there should have been 3 bookings. It'd be interesting to see if this referee, Bobby Madden, the former Premier League referee, whether he goes to his book or whether he's left him in the dressing room. Because On the bookings where you thought there should have been bookings, I would agree there, Nicholas. There should have been bookings, mate, and they've not been given any bookings as of yet. So it'll be interesting to see whether they do get bookings coming up in the match in the second half. And if you were to look at one side to potentially win it after watching that first half, Nicholas, is it too close to call who's going to win this, or do you think one side could actually win the game in 90 minutes, or do you reckon we could go all the way to extra time and potentially penalties?
Because of what I've been seeing throughout the past couple of minutes towards the end of the first half, I'd say Newport's had the edge a bit more, but as I said at the start of the game, they need to score quickly and soon. They didn't do that in the first half because I've mentioned Morecambe's solid defence. But if they are to do so, I feel they need to score within the first 5 or 10 minutes of the second half. Otherwise, Morecambe could really hold them towards extra time. But Morecambe, they need to start creating more chances too. We didn't see many of them.
No, not seen many chances from Morecambe or from Newport to be that fact. Has been a very both defences have been on top really in that first half, and be interesting to see who comes out the better in the second half. Just going to quickly have a quick look at some stats from that first half brought to us by the wonderful team across at SurfaScore.com. Check out all your footballing stats across the SurfaScore with, and they're providing us the stats for this playoff match today between Morecambe and Newport. And on that first half, stats can just tell you here, Nicholas, there's been a total of 5 shots for Morecambe, none on target, with 9 for Newport and 1 on target. So Morecambe really need to create a lot more. They've had one big chance. Morecambe and missed that one big chance. Newport yet to have a big chance. So Morecambe have fought. Goalkeeper has been forced into one save. They've Newport's Josh King's yet to be forced. Tom King says yet to be forced into a save. So something needs to change there, Nicholas, if we are to get anything from either of these two sides before the end of the game. And very interesting to see who does come out on top. I'm just looking at the lineups and the bench, just looking at the bench for Morecambe. They've got the likes of Ben Pringle, John O'Sullivan, Kenyon, who could really create something. And then if you look at Newport, the only there's really on the bench that could really create something is probably Maynard, Taylor, and Ellison. So Newport may have just have one more man that can create something. Both got 3 men who can really create something, Nicholas. So who do you reckon? Which manager will it be? Derek Adams, or will it be or will it be Michael Flynn? Who you reckon who's going to go to the dressing room first? Who do you reckon's going to get to the who do you reckon is going to go to the dressing room first? Will it be Morecambe, or do you reckon it'll be Newport? Who's going to go to the subs bench first and fetch on some replacements?
Because I think Newport are on the because I think Morecambe are on the back foot slightly. I think it might be them who make the substitutes first. They could bring on somebody like Brad Lyons or Alex Kenyon, but Newport might make 1 or 2 changes themselves throughout the second half. They certainly did in their second leg match against Forest Green Rovers, like when they brought on Kevin Ellison.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see who comes on in that second half for either side. We're getting ready for the second half, so we're back in a couple of minutes, ready for when the teams are out, and we'll then we'll be back in enough time to bring all of the second half coverage. Don't go away. The players, I can see a couple of the subs players on the pitch, Joe Ledley and Kevin Ellison there, both going through their paces, and and Nicky Maynard as well. So it looks like Newport, maybe the team will be going to the benches first. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the case. The players are getting ready to come back out any moment now. So, Nicholas, if I were to push you for a score prediction with the score 0-0 at half time, what's your final score prediction, mate? Are you still going with what you said earlier?
I'm actually thinking. I think it could potentially go to extra time, but it could also go to 1 in normal time as well. But at the moment, I'm going to go with Newport, possibly a 2-1 in normal time. But I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Yes, I'm going to still with mine. I'm going to say 2-1 to Newport after extra time, with the winner coming from Kevin Ellison. So it'll be interesting to see if that is the case. The players are back out. I can see Michael Flynn, the Newport manager, just passing on some final instructions there. I can see the Morecambe players just going through last bit of instructions as well. Players getting ready for the second half. One of the subs who's just been on the pitch during half time coming off now. So as the players are ready for the second half, we'll hand you back to your match commentator for the second half. Is Nicholas Jones.
Thanks, Russ. If the first half was an overture, then the second half could be what could well be the main performance. Morecambe are to kick us off in the second half, and we are underway again in the second half at Wembley Stadium. Straight away, a Newport player goes down, but Morecambe are back it. But Morecambe are in possession with the ball a lot more. Mendes Gomez cleared by. I think it might have been Lewis. Diagaraga passes to Gibson. No change in terms of substitutions for either side as of yet. And it is a throw-in to Morecambe straight away to be taken by Lewis Gibson. And quick mention that Mike has got a prediction for us. It's going to be 2-0 to Newport. Whether it is actually a normal time or extra time, he did not say. Anyway, Newport in play with the ball now. Cross to Haynes. Ryan Haynes with the ball now for Newport. Scott Bennett's the man who came close to scoring towards the end of the first half. And Mike has just mentioned that his prediction will be in normal time. So thanks for that. Lewis, now Shepherd. That would have been Labadie, and the ball has gone out for what presumably is a goal kick. The Newport fans are returning back to their seats, picking up cups of coffee or Coke or whatever. And it is actually a corner. The Newport fan starting to make some noise. And a corner is given to Newport, the first of the half. Still 0-0 after 47 minutes. Will that be changed? Corner kick taken, headed straight for Amon, but Morecambe did well to cut this one out. It's now Shepherd for Newport. Straight back to Tom King, who clears the ball forwards. Caught by Labadie, I think it was. No, now Sheehan. Saved by Leatheran. Both goalkeepers appear to be on form. No one can seem to break through yet. Great effort on goal by great bit of Great efforts on goal by Collins. Collins. It actually was. My apologies. I thought it was Sheehan. But play still goes on, and Gibson almost has the ball for Morecambe, but it's gone out for a throw. Neither side willing to give one an inch. And a throw-in to be taken by Gibson, headed by Labadie, and it is actually going to go out for another throw. And there's been a bit of discussion between Lewis, Stockton, and the referee. I think there might have been something that got them involved there. I think they've just had a bit of a verbal warning. One more like that from you two, and you're in the book, says Bobby Madley. Lavelle for Morecambe. Crosses the ball upfield. It was aiming for Mendes Gomez, but he couldn't get there in time. What must be going through both managers' minds right now? If they want to get ahead, they need to do so. They need to do so soon, and now would be a good time. Goal kick to be taken by King. Tarek Adams, as I mentioned, lost out in the League Two playoff final with Plymouth when they lost to AFC Wimbledon. Caught by Demetriou, almost taken away by Stockton. There might have been, but calls for a foul might have happened. Anyway, it's another throw. And it is to be taken again by Gibson, the Northern Irishman. Gibson takes, and the ball's gone out of play again. That's likely the fourth in less than a minute. Gibson throws the ball. Headed by one of the Newport defenders. Now it's caught by Sheehan. Almost taken away by Wilder. Gibson. And it is, and as I mentioned in the first half, it is a beautiful day at Wembley Stadium. Some of the fans finding it so hot they've taken their shirts off. Wildick now. A ball is out of play. Over 51 minutes gone. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Kevin Ellison doing some warm-up exercises. Could he be one of the substitutes to come on? Nicky Maynard might be coming on as well, but we'll have to wait and see. As Newport now have the ball with Collins, and out again for another throw-in. Sheehan for Newport. Now Lewis. Amond crosses. Picked up by Cooney. Good cross by Amond. But the ball didn't go where he wanted it to. Throw-in taken by Cooney. Headed by Demetriou. No, sorry, Diagoraga. But Cooney will have to take the throw-in again. Headed away by a couple of Newport midfielders. The ball seems to be out rather than in a lot more throughout the second half. Cooney to take the throw in again. He does. Headed by Knight Percival. It was almost caught by Wildig, but he couldn't get to the ball in time. Morecambe have won 2 Wembley finals, which they've entered in. They won the FA Trophy in 1974 and the Conference Player Final in 2007. Can they do it here? Almost came close to opening the goal, scoring for Cole Stockton. But it's Tom King to take the goal kick again. Quick reminder though, if Morecambe win this player final, they will be into the 3rd tier for the first time in their history. Goal kick taken by King. But out for another throw. If Adams and Flynn are considering substitute changes, they need to make them soon. As Aaron Lewis will take the throw in for Morecambe. Newport. Back to King. King to kick the ball out, which he does. Clears it. Was aiming for Labadie. Labadie heads it. Headed by Knight Percival. Almost caught by Collins, but cleared by a Newport defender. No, Morecambe defender. Newport appeared to have control of it more often, but the ball is out of play yet again. And it's going to be Gibson to take the throw. Well, over 55 and a half minutes gone. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Gibson for Morecambe. Ball is sent out for another throw. He seems to have been taking a lot of these throw-ins, has Lewis Gibson. And ball's thrown out. And it's a quick free kick to Morecambe. Going to be quickly taken by Kyle Leatheran. Leatheran to quickly take the free kick. He does so. Almost headed by Stockton. Back in possession for Newport. And Newport top scorer is Padre Gamont with 9 so far this season. Michael Flynn knows what it's like to succeed at Wembley for Newport. He won as part of the team in the 2013 Conference Playoff Final. As a player, he couldn't do it as a manager in 2019. Can he do so this year? Throw in again for Newport to be taken by Aaron Lewis. Straight to Josh Sheehan. Back to Lewis. Lewis now with the ball for Newport. Almost taken by Mendes Gomez, but back to Sheehan. Cross upfield, almost caught by Amond. But Morecambe's defence, rock solid as it ever has, rock solid as it was in their playoff matches against Tranmere. Wildig, now Mendes Gomez, intercepted by a Newport midfielder. Now it's Wildig for Morecambe. Can he find Stockton? Yes, he can. But caught by King. He should have found Stockton sooner, in my view. That way Stockton could have had a chance at scoring. Did he perhaps find Stockton a bit too late? I think he did. No way could Wildig have gotten through the Morecambe, the Newport defence. Demetriou now for Newport. Passes to Sheehan. Sheehan looking for a way through the Morecambe defence. Very close to scoring by Josh Sheehan, and it was caught by Leatherin at the end. I think he was going for a sort of a low shot into the corner, but Leatherin did well to take it off him. Cleared by Leatherin now. Headed by one of the Newport defenders, but still in possession for Newport. Almost caught by Lavelle. Cooney heads the ball, and it's gone towards McAllendon, but Matty Dolan did well to steal it off him. And there might have been an incident somewhere while all this was going on. Nothing appears to have happened. Now it's Sheehan for Newport, straight to Ryan Haynes. Haynes looking for a suitable opening. He crosses. Headed away by Gibson. Now Lavelle. But it's gone back but it's now back at the feet of Sheehan. Sheehan crosses. Aims for Lewis. Lewis now with the ball. Can he find a teammate to pass to? Here's Scott Bennett. Scott Bennett for Newport. Now Patrick Amand. And wide. Think Mendes Gomez might have had a hand in clearing it away. Lewis passes to Bennett. Now it was Amand. Amand almost had it, but Mendes Gomez did well to send it away. Corner now to Newport. Josh Sheehan with the corner kick. Bennett almost headed. Bennett's heads, but looks like a couple of Morecambe players surrounded him, and it looks as if Ryan Taylor is going to come on to the pitch for Newport as a substitute, as is Anthony Hartigan. Ryan Cooney will take the throw-in for Newport. Just gone well past the hour mark, and it is Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Aaron Lewis will come on. Aaron Lewis will come off for Ryan Taylor. And he makes way for Taylor now. Matty Dolan is going to come off for Anthony Hartigan, the man who started in place of Labadie last week. And it will be Ryan Cooney to take the throw-in for Morecambe. Kevin Ellison getting himself warmed up. Will we see him on the pitch? Cooney almost had it away. Now it was Amand for Newport. But another throw into Newport, courtesy of Ryan Cooney. Morecambe, courtesy of Ryan Cooney. Almost 63 minutes gone. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Caught by Sheehan. Back to him. It was almost Dimitri. Now it's Scott Bennett. Collins. No, Shepherd. Hartigan was aiming for... I think it might have been Shepherd, but all up for a throw to Demetriou. It appears to me that Newport are getting closer and closer to scoring the first goal in this playoff final, but they can't seem to break through Morecambe's defence right now. Headed by, I think it might have been Taylor, but it's gone over the bar. Lovely throw-in, headed by Taylor, but a bicycle kick there by Lewis Collins, but that resulted in nothing. And in the last 10 minutes, Newport have had the most possession with 72. What must be going through Derek Adams' mind right now? Morecambe now in possession. That was Diagaraga. Out of play again. Derek Adams in conference with his assistant manager. Cooney to take the throw. Almost cleared by... Now it's McAllendon. Back to Wildig. Cleared by Newport, but it was heading for Knight Percival. Knight Percival for Morecambe. Caught by McAllendon. McAllendon now for Morecambe. Looks for an opportunity. He was aiming for Stockton, but cleared away by the Newport defenders. Diagaraga now for Morecambe. Goes for Stockton. Stockton has it, but dispossessed. Now it's Ryan Cooney saved by King. Almost a foul on the edge of the penalty. Almost a foul on the edge of the 18-yard box on McAllendon. Looks to be a foul by Mons on a Morecambe midfielder. That was very close there by That was very close by Cooney. Came very close to scoring that one. He'd have been hailed a hero by the Morecambe fans to score from that distance. But it's going to be a long-range free kick, courtesy of Yan Sangu. Yan Sangu with the free kick. Headed by, I think it might have been Stockton. Now back to Sangu. Newport have had 12 attempts so far in comparison to Morecambe 7. Morecambe have so far had 1 on target. Newport with 3. Cole Stockton now for Morecambe. Stockton dances around the defenders. He crosses. I think he was going for Wildig, but King was quick to catch that one. Mickey Demetriou now with the ball for Newport. Goes straight to Hartigan. Now Labadie. Labadie passes to... was aiming for goal, but it was palmed away by Kyle Leatheran, and it's offside. Offside flag. It doesn't matter because whatever happened did not work. I think the player with the ball, I think Collins might have been momentarily offside, so he was caught out. And it looks like we are going to have another drinks break because of the heat at Wembley. We didn't have any drinks break. We didn't have any drinks breaks in the Championship playoff final, nor did we have any in the League One playoff final. But because of the weather getting increasingly hotter, it is necessary for both Morecambe and Newport to have a drink and figure out what new tactics they must go through. Derek Adams there talking to his team, as is Michael Flynn talking to the players at Newport. Still level pegging with nearly 20 minutes to go of normal time. We did say at the top of the program, we did say at the start of the program that we are predicting a score by extra time. It certainly looks that way, although before the second half, Russ did actually say that it could go to penalties. And as ever at Wembley, both sets of players have important dignitaries with them. Chairman, owners, people like that. Looks to me as though they're both full of anticipation, and it is going to be Kyle Leatheran who will restart proceedings in front of goal. Almost in possession again for Morecambe. Wildig passes to Lavelle. Lavelle for Morecambe. Now Ryan Cooney. Ryan Cooney passes the ball at full length for Stockton, but cut off by Scott Bennett. Liam Shepherd brings down Diagaraga, but play on. Shepherd passes to Sheehan. Sheehan now with the ball for Newport. And he finds Collins, but cut off by Gibson. To me, it seems like Newport have the more chances of scoring. But Morecambe have had their chances too. Kevin Ellison putting the sun cream on himself. Could he come on as a substitute for Newport? And talking of substitutes, Morecambe haven't made any so far. Ryan Haynes for Newport. Amond almost had it, but was cut off by Lavelle. Haynes with the throw. Haynes crosses upfield, aiming for Lewis. No, Taylor. But Collins almost got there quicker, and he still manages to keep the ball in play. No, he doesn't. It's out for another throw. After just over 71.5 minutes, it's still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. The fans appear to be less vocal now. Throw in to be taken by Gibson for Morecambe. Just received a bit of directions from one of the assistant referees, but it's out for another throw again. One or two players appealing for something. Now it's Sheehan, almost to be taken off by Mendes Gomez. Shepherd now for Newport. He passes to Labadie. Labadie did not get to the ball quick enough. If he had, it would have been a golden opportunity to put Newport in front. Great bit of work, but Labadie did not get to the ball quickly enough. And it's out for another Morecambe goal kick. Kyle Leathering clears the ball. Now it's back in possession for Newport. Here's Haynes. Haynes passes to Sheehan. Sheehan now with the ball for Newport. Almost caught by Taylor. Back to Sheehan. Now Collins. Collins crosses. Almost cleared by Lavelle, but it's now back into Haynes. He waited his moments. Now he has it. Haynes cleared by Diagaraga. Takes the player down with him, but play still goes on. Stockton fouled by, I think it might have been Bennett. Nothing worthy of a card in my view. That was a close one from Haynes. Diagaraga headbutt. Diagaraga appeared to have brought Taylor down. And indeed it was Scott Bennett who appeared to have tripped up Stockton. But nothing worthy. That seemed to be fair, and it looked as if Liam McCallendon will give way to Brad Lyons. McCallendon who scored in the first leg match against Tranmere makes way for Brad Lyons. Lyons gets a couple of handshakes as he makes his way towards the bench. Free kick taken by Morecambe, headed by Stockton, almost over the crossbar. That looked very close to opening the score for Morecambe. Tom King to take the goal kick. Just under a quarter of an hour left. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0, and Nicky Maynard looks like he's going to come onto the pitch. Cleared away by a Morecambe defender. The ball almost caught by Bennett, but it's out for a throw. Throw-in taken by Haynes. Back to throw-in taken by Haynes to Bennett. Bennett to Demetriou, now finds Sheehan. Josh Sheehan for Newport. Goes round Wildig with Lyons in the way too. He crosses upfield, but headed away by Knight Percival. Sheehan almost has it. Now it's Mickey Demetriou with the low shot, blocked by Lavelle. Now it's back to Sheehan. Haynes to Sheehan again. Sheehan passes to, I think it was Lewis, but cut away by Diagaraga. Now back to Sheehan. Sheehan to Hartigan. Shepherd, back to Sheehan again. Haynes. Ryan Haynes for Newport. Now back to Sheehan. Sheehan goes for it, but cut away by Morecambe. They're still not out of this. And that was almost certainly a goal from Liam Shepherd. It just goes to show how close Newport just keep getting to scoring that goal. Shepherd just went for it with his left foot. Leathering almost certainly didn't notice, but now it's out for a corner again for Haynes. cleared by a Morecambe defender. Now it's back in the hands of Shepherd's. Now King. Just under 12 minutes to go. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Haynes crosses into the goal area. Was aiming for Taylor, but cleared over the line by Sangu. Great cross by Haynes, but Sangu was there when he needed to be, and it's out for another corner. Ryan Haynes to take the corner again. The Newport fans are sensing that the club are getting closer to scoring. And another substitute for Newport's Padre Gamond makes way for Nicky Maynard. Nicky Maynard, who scored in the 119th minute of their extra time match against Forest Green Rovers. Haynes to take the corner. Does so, but cleared by Sangu. Although they're not out of this yet. Is Collins for Newport, but ball goes out again. The Newport fans are starting to get more excited. It appears that the Morecambe fans have fallen silent. But it is still everything to play for with nearly 10 minutes to go. With nearly 10 minutes of normal time left, it looks as though it will be going to extra time. But this next corner could decide it. Ryan Haynes to take the corner for Newport. Goes for Labadie. Cleared by one of the Morecambe defenders. Almost taken off by Gomez. Gomez now with the ball for Morecambe. Gomez still in possession. Looks to pass it to Lyons, which he does. Lyons now for Morecambe. Gibson. Back to now with Diagaraga. Now with Mendes Gomez. Tiagaraga. Gibson now back to Knight Percival, Lavelle, but now in possession for Newport. Intercepted by Lavelle. Now Ryan Cooney for Morecambe. Cooney on the prowl. Passes to Lyons. Knight Percival, Diagaraga. Mendes Gomez. No, Sangu. Cooney. Haynes tries to trip Cooney up, but somebody does trip Cooney up. That time it was Labadie, and Cooney appears to be in some kind of pain. Bobby Madley wants to assess the situation. Haynes tries to trip up Cooney, but Labadie foot into his chest there. That did look rather rough, and that should have been a yellow card. Just why isn't Bobby Madley issuing out any bookings? Free kick taken by Sangu. Now Mendes Gomez. Mendes Gomez crosses to Stockton, but the ball goes over. And now the Morecambe fans appear to have gotten some of their voice back. Out for a corner. Can they sense that this could well be the move that puts the Shrimps ahead? Aaron Wildig to take the corner for Morecambe. Wildig with the corner, headed over by Lavelle. That was very close there by Lavelle. Just went over momentarily, and and I've been thinking this will happen all along, and it looks like it's going to. Kevin Ellison is going to come on for Newport. Demetriou now to Haynes. That was from Hartigan. Haynes for Newport, now dispossessed by Wildig. Wildig for Morecambe has Hartigan on his back. Passes to Diagoraga. Now Mendes Gomez taken by Labadie. Back to Mendes Gomez. Mendes Gomez still managing to hold on, but almost taken away by Ryan Taylor. Taylor for Newport, but almost caught by Gibson. Did well to hold on. Haynes. Passes to Demetriou. Now Josh Sheehan. Sheehan now for Newport. Yots Labadie. Now Aaron Collins. Aaron Collins crosses. Almost a golden opportunity for Morecambe, but it's Cooney who now has the ball for Morecambe. Haynes passes to Sheehan. Sheehan now with the ball. Crossed by Sheehan, who was aiming for Demetriou, but a foul must have happened somewhere. Play has been stopped. And a free kick just about taken. Almost an opportunity for Maynard into the goal area, but cleared away by the Morecambe defence. And Mendes Gomez appears to have been pushed down. And indeed, Kevin Ellison will come onto the pitch. The fourth official, Craig Hicks, is getting ready to raise the board and and there it is. Aaron Collins will come off in place of Kevin Ellison, the man who also scored in the 70th minute of their second playoff leg match against Forest Green Rovers, the oldest player to score in the EFL playoff finals history. 42 years old, don't forget. Morecambe still in play, though, for Wildig. Wildig goes for it, just clips the crossbar. That was very unlucky for Wildig. Just missed the goal by several inches. Both sides need to score, and now if they want the playoff final to be theirs. Demetriou now. To Hartigan, now Sheehan. Back to Hartigan. Now Ryan Haynes. Haynes now with the ball, but dispossessed by Cooney. And it looks as if it's going to go out for another throw. To be taken by Demetriou. 3 minutes of normal time left. Throw-in taken by Demetriou. Crossed by Haynes. Cleared away. But it's now gone to Carlos Mendes Gomez for Morecambe. Almost cut off by Hartigan, but out for another throw. Both sides have been getting rather close to goal in the past 20 or so minutes, but Newport, for me, appear to have the edge a lot more. Throw-in taken. Scott Bennett for Newport passes back to Tom King. Now it's Demetriou. Demetriou for Morecambe was aiming for Dolan, but it was cut off. But it was aiming for Maynard, but he was cut off by Diagaraga. Just seemed to run into him. Just seemed to run into him on purpose by the looks of it. He didn't seem to be going for the ball, in my view. No. Will there be a booking given by the referee, Bobby Madley? No, by the looks of it. And it is going to be a free kick to Newport. Set piece to be given. Could this free kick be the one that settles it all? Demetriou passes to Sheehan. Sheehan goes up. The ball goes over the crossbar. It was too high and too aggressive. Nothing is to come of this one. And every one of those players has been so far exceptional in their own way. Goal kick to be taken by Kyle Leather, in which he does. Straight into Morecambe's clutches, taken away by Bennett. Hartigan, now Diagaraga. Cleared back to Haynes. Haynes for Newport. And speaking of Ryan Haynes, I'm going to give him my man of the match, as sponsored by Commentary Services. And we have an additional period of 5 minutes. Demetriou to Sheehan. Now Liam Shepherd. Straight into Ryan Sheehan. Mickey Demetriou now for Newport. Was going for Ryan Taylor, but was pushed away by the looks of it by Sam Lavelle. Kyle Leatherin will be the man to kick the ball away for Morecambe, and does so. Was aiming for Stockton, but Demetriou did well to hold him off. Hartigan. Now here's Bennett to Sheehan. Sheehan crosses to Ryan Taylor, but is brought down by Yan Sangu. Bit of a rough very, very rough tackle there. He didn't look like he was going for the ball. Should be in the book. Just why hasn't Bobby Madley given out any cards? In my view, he should have given out at least 10, but it's now yet another free kick for Newport. Who will take the free kick? Demetriou, Sheehan, or Haynes? Coordinated set piece there. Madley blows the whistle. It's Haynes! Saved by Leatherin. Not only would he have been my man of the match, he could well have been the match winner for Newport. How close was that to scoring? But Leatherin, superb reflexes as he showed that in the second leg match against Tranmere for Morecambe. Now it's out for another corner. Misses everybody. Whatever it was, great bit of defending by Morecambe, but Gibson appears to have been the victim of something. He might have been forcibly handled by one of the Newport players. We're approaching. We've got just about 90 seconds of injury time left. This looks like it will be very likely going to extra time. Leatherin clears the ball. Aims for Mendes Gomez. Foul committed. Demetriou for Newport. Passes to Haynes. Demetriou again. Excellent bit of defending by Brad Lyons. Demetriou to take the throw in again. With 40 seconds left on the clock. Newport have to put this one away and quickly. Sheehan crosses into the goal area. Now it's Wildig. Aims for Stockton and now caught by Mendes Gomez. There might have been a hand in or something. Ellison. Partigan now. Demetriou. And it looks like it seemingly will definitely go into extra time. We're into the 95th minute and the 90th minute whistle has gone. It will go into extra time. We expected one or both sides to have scored a couple of goals, but nothing has to come of it. And it looks as if it will have to be decided after 30 extra minutes. After 90 minutes, still Morecambe 0, Newport County 0.
Yes, thank you very much there, Nicholas Jones. So the way it goes on to see who gets promoted to League One next season, as Morecambe and Newport are still level at 0-0. And the man of the match, which you have chosen, Nicholas, which is Ryan Ains, which we'll ask for in a moment. I'll just have a look at Ryan Ains' stats for you from that game for Newport today. He has picked up your man of the match. He's got a rating on surface score of 6.8, 95 minutes played, 53 touches, 17 accurate passes out of 23, 11 crosses, which were 3 of which were accurate, 1 long ball, which wasn't accurate, 1 shot on target, which was a free kick late on, as you described, Nicholas. 1 dribble attempt wasn't successful there. 7 ground duels in total, 3 of them which was won. He had 1 aerial duel and he won that. Lost possession 22 times. He committed 1 foul, lost 1 and was fouled once. 2 tackles as well. So that's Ryan Hayes' stats in association with surface score on the Commentary Hub's coverage this afternoon. And Nicholas, you've just heard his stats there. What was the main reason that you picked him to be your man of the match this afternoon, today, in Ryan Hayes?
He was definitely a team player throughout. The game. He did well in assisting. A couple of potential shots, but as we know, nothing was to come for either of those. So I decided to give him that for how he helps out his teammates throughout the 90 minutes. Although he could play more of a hand in this throughout extra time.
Yes, he could play a big part this in extra time. The players just going through some instructions and some liquid on board ahead of the 30 extra minutes. Nicholas, if I were to ask you a question right now, and the listeners get your thoughts in as well in the comment section below on the wherever you're listening to today, will we get a winner in extra time, Nicholas, or will it go to penalties in your opinion? And the viewers, what do you think? But Nicholas, what do you think first of all, mate? Penalties, or will it be won in extra time?
It could go. It could go either way, in my view. Neither side. Although as I said for the past couple of minutes before the final whistle went, Newport appeared to be getting closer to scoring that crucial goal. So I'm actually going to have to say it could well be won in the next 30 minutes by Newport 1-0.
There's your thoughts from Nicholas Jones. If you're listening to this, do you agree with Nicholas Jones or do you not agree with Nicholas Jones? Let us know in the comment section below. You can also tweet us, Commentary Live 1, use the hashtag TCUB as well to get involved with the channel, and our commentary will read those out on air. We'll read some out in a few minutes as John O'Sullivan has come on for Aaron Wildig as Morecambe get ready to, and Newport get ready to kick us off in extra time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand back over to your match commentator to guide you through the next 30 minutes in a few moments, and that is the brilliant Nicholas Jones.
Thanks, Russ, and thanks for that extra compliment there. Everyone getting ready for the first of 15 minutes of extra time. And they are going to, and it looks as if it will be Morecambe who are to kick off the first part of extra time. Bobby Madley checking to make sure that everyone is in their correct positions. And a quick reminder, Morecambe wearing their red shirts, the white shorts, the white socks. Newport, the yellow shirts, black shirts, shorts and socks. Final pause for a moment, and we are underway for the first period of extra time at Wembley Stadium. Ellison now with the ball for Newport, but Diagaraga now has it for Morecambe, passes to Sangu. Passes to Cooney. Cooney tries to pass the ball upfield, quickly cut off by the Newport defence. Now Labadie. Labadie for Newport, but brought down. Just feeling his foot and his leg there. Couldn't see who it was that brought him down. It might have been John O'Sullivan, but we couldn't. It might have been John O'Sullivan, but I couldn't really see who it was. Josh Sheehan now with the ball for Newport. Sheehan crosses, intercepted by Cooney. Now Mendes Gomez. Mendes Gomez for Morecambe, passes to Gibson. Crossed by Gibson, headed towards Stockton, but intercepted well by the Newport defenders. And now Kevin Ellison. Ellison now with the ball for Newport. Cleared by King. Headed by Taylor. And it looked like Sheehan almost had it, but it was foul play. Now play still goes on. John O'Sullivan for Morecambe. As Ryan Haynes dancing behind him. I couldn't see who it was that tries to go for a goal, but whoever tried, it didn't come off. O'Sullivan chipped in by somebody, and I think Stockton might have had a touch to it, but if he'd gotten a bit closer, it would have put Morecambe 1-0 up. After 2 minutes of extra time, still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Goal kick cleared by King. Headed by Ellison. Out for another throw. And I beg your pardon, it wasn't Ellison, it was Demetriou. But Ellison might have had the final touch on it. Throw-in taken by Shepherd. Shepherd now with the ball for Newport. Shepherd passes to, might have been Sheehan. Now Ellison. Ellison to Hartigan. Hartigan now with the ball for Newport, back to Shepherd. Shepherd to Hartigan. Now Sheehan, back to Shepherd. Shepherd crosses. Shepherd crosses. He was aiming for Ellison, but well defended by Knight Percival. Now here's Diagaraga. Diagaraga for Morecambe. Passes to O'Sullivan. Now it's Brad Lyons. Brad Lyons for Morecambe. Back to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan was aiming for Stockton, but well defended by Liam Shepherd. Shepherd now with the ball. Who can he find? He finds Ellison. Ellison passes back to Shepherd. Ball goes towards... The ball went towards Nicky Maynard, but Maynard being rough-handled by Knight Percival. Play still goes on to Mendes Gomez. Mendes Gomez passes to Ryan Cooney. Ryan Cooney now with the ball. Goes over the centre line. He aims for O'Sullivan, but was almost intercepted by Demetriou, although the ball has been caught by King. Play still goes on. Hartigan. Goes over by Taylor. Cooney now has the ball for a throw. Ninety-four minutes combined gone. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Ball goes out of play again. Cooney to take the throw for Morecambe. Cooney throws, but caught by King. It seemed to me as though Mendes Gomez or Stockton could do nothing about this. Lavelle. Now Sangu quickly brought down, and he looks to be in a bad way, and a yellow card has been issued towards, I think it might have been Labadie or something. No, it might have been Labadie. In fact, it was very rough challenge, worthy of a yellow card in my view. And finally, Bobby Madley put somebody in the book when he should have done so at least 10 or 12 times. I know I really shouldn't be having opinions about referees, but like I said, it's about time. Goal kick taken by Leatheran. To Stockton. Cut off by somebody at Newport. Liam Shepherd almost had it, but it was intercepted by Lyons. Bit of a rough challenge there by Lyons. Not worthy of anything in my view. If you think it was a yellow card, let us know in the comments, please. Goal kick to Newport, cleared by King. Headed by Demetriou, now into possession of Maynard. Maynard now with the ball for Newport. Pushed away by Knight Percival. His style of play there and sending the ball away, a bit questionable in my view. Anyway, corner to Newport. And that is after 7.5 minutes of extra time being played. Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Oh no, beg your pardon. It's actually going to be a long distance throw taken by Demetriou. Demetriou takes the throw. Very close by Taylor. Ryan Taylor came very close to scoring on that one. And it looks as though it might have to go, and it looks as though it will have to go to. No, it was taken by a goal kick. Now here's John O'Sullivan, but taken by Jos Labadie. Out for another throw to be taken by Demetriou. Demetriou throws to Ellison. Cleared away. Now it's in the hands of Nathaniel Knight-Percival. Knight-Percival for Morecambe. Almost cut off by Maynard. Into the ninth minute of extra time. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Match stats so far. Morecambe have had 10 attempts, 1 on target. Newport with 18, 5 on target. They've had more possession though, which is probably why I think they've got more of a chance. Morecambe now have the ball with Mendes Gomez, but intercepted by Newport. Back with Sangu, now with Ryan Cooney. Cooney now for Morecambe. Straight to Diagaraga. Diagaraga for Morecambe. O'Sullivan, nice cross, but it doesn't go where that particular player wants it to go. Throw-in taken. It's going to be another throw-in to be taken by Morecambe. No, Newport. Liam Shepherd with the throw. Shepherd throws the ball back into play, headed by Ellison. Now Taylor. Almost intercepted by Labadie, but player's been stopped. There might have been an incident between him and Sangu. Madley goes over to talk to him. I think he's giving him like a flea in his ear, sort of saying, don't do any more like that. Otherwise, you're in the book. Diagaraga now for Morecambe. Did well to hold on. Cooney to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan back on the field after several months out with injury. Almost taken by Haynes. Fouled. Haynes. Foul on O'Sullivan. I think his pain seemed to have come back to him. That did look quite unnecessary, although O'Sullivan might have got him in the chest there. But he's quickly back up on his feet, so there appears to be no real harm done. Three minutes to go in this extra time period. Still Morecambe 0, Newport 0. Stop in play for a while. There might have been something going on between Anthony Hartigan and I think Tuami Diagaraga. Now here's Mendes Gomez, but play's been stopped again. Something must have happened. That would have clearly got Bobby Madley's attention. Freak goal kick taken by King. I think there might have been an offside, which I didn't notice. Cleared by Leatheran. Was aiming for a Morecambe player, but now it's in the hands of Gibson. Gibson to Stockton, almost caught by Lyons. And I think there's been an offside somewhere. It looked as if one of the players was offside. It might have been Mendes Gomez. It might have been Knight Percival. Looks as if quite a lot of the Morecambe players seems to have walked away. Only the guy in the shrimp outfits appears to stay on. But things are still going on in play. Here's Knight Percival now for Morecambe, dispossessed by Maynard over the crossbar from Kevin Ellison. Maynard had the ball. He was passed towards Ellison, but I think Ellison just slipped up. Had he not done so, he could have put Newport in front, or Labadie might have actually, or I think it might have been Labadie who actually got a touch on that one. Yes, in fact, he did. He sent it over the crossbar. His shot was too aggressive, in my opinion. And the disappointment on Michael Flynn's face shows. Almost 20 seconds of extra time, of this first period of extra time left. Labadie not happy about something. Might it have been a ball to a hand? I do not know. Throw in to be taken by Cooney for Morecambe. We're into the 15th minute of extra time, and it will be there will be an additional period of 1 minute. Cooney for Morecambe passes to Jan Sangu. To Knight Percival. Back to Leatheran in goal. Leatheran clears. He finds Carlos Mendes Gomez, but headed by Bennett. Mendes Gomez now with the ball, tries to get it off. Haynes can't do so, and now Newport are in possession once again. But it looks like the ball will be caught by Carl Leatheran, which it has. 15 seconds of this extra time period left. Leatheran clears. Headed by somebody with now, and the first period of extra time is up. Newport and Morecambe now start to show more chances at goal, in my opinion. Chance by Labadie in the 104th minute just went over the crossbar. But at the end of this first period of extra time, Morecambe 0, Newport County 0.
Yes, thank you very much, Nicholas. 0-0 then. And the break still got us in this League 2 playoff match in extra time after the opening 15 minutes. In the other games, which have already kicked off in the Under-21 European Championship, I've got the France-Netherlands game on, and France on the attack at the moment, almost getting in there. Netherlands 0, France 0 is a score in that one, and Spain 0, Croatia 0 in the other Under-21 quarter-final tie, which is just started at 5 o'clock here in the UK. I'll keep you across those while we've got the coverage of this one to come. But in this one then, Nicholas, both teams still having a lot of possession and chances. We're yet to take them. If I just look at the chances, there's been 29 shots in total, Nicholas. 10 for Morecambe, 19 for Newport. 5 on target for Newport, 1 to Morecambe. Newport's defence haven't really had anything to do, really, have they? They've not had any, and the goalkeepers had anything to do. Do you feel Newport could still win, snatch this 1-0, or do you think we're going to have penalties today?
I think part of me says that Newport will win this one 1-0. Another part says it will go on to penalties as Liam Gibson makes way for Kevin Mellor. So Kevin Mellor will start the second period of extra time.
Yes, and with that in mind, and the Newport players ready to kick us off there, attacking the goal as we watch to the left, Morecambe attacking the goal to the right. We'll hand back over to Nicholas Jones to guide you through the next 15 minutes.
Thanks, Russ. Still level pegging at Wembley Stadium. Someone has to break through. Will it be Morecambe? Will it be Newport? Or will it all go to penalties? The next 15 minutes are crucial for both sides. Kick off again for the second period of extra time. Crossbar, I think it was. Anyway, Morecambe in play. Now Sheehan to Diagaraga. Straight to Mendes Gomez. Mendes Gomez now for Morecambe. Finds O'Sullivan. Goes for O'Sullivan, but O'Sullivan down. Penalty! Penalty given to Morecambe. This could well decide it. The offending Newport player trying to admit his innocence, but at the end of the day, a penalty is a penalty. And it looked like it was Demetriou who brought down O'Sullivan. No, it was Haynes, my man of the match, or was it Demetriou? I think Demetriou might have been closer to him. But no, it wasn't. In fact, it was actually Haynes, and it is going to be Carlos Mendes Gomez to take the penalty kick for Morecambe. He goes for it, scores! Morecambe are in front after just over a minute of extra time has been played. It's Carlos Mendes Gomez. This could well be the goal that settles it. In the League Two playoff final, the Morecambe fans go mad. So do his teammates. He just went for it, didn't he, Carlos Mendes Gomez? Newport are now on the back foot. They have to come up with something, and Mendes Gomez holds up his shirt towards the fans. That was a superb finish, wonderful shot on goal. Just went for it with his right foot. He confused Tom King. Straight out with his right foot. King went the other way, back straight into the net. And after just over a minute of the second period of extra time, it is Morecambe 1, Newport County 0. And everybody who is wearing red has every reason to be happy. And Derek Adams appreciating it all the same, but not getting overly passionate. And Mendes Gomez taking his shirt off, despite the fact that he will have to, that he might get a card. He has every right to show off his 16th goal this season. Now the top scorer for the Shrimps. Ball goes out of play. Great bit of defending from Tuami Diagaraga. Let's go over that foul again in more detail. That was quite a rough challenge there by Haynes on O'Sullivan. Was that worthy of a yellow card? I think it was. Kyle Leathern clears. Headed by Cole Stockton. Goes for Mendes Gomez. I think there might have been shouts for a handball from a Newport player, but play still goes on. Cooney crosses, but it goes straight to King. And yes, indeed, Carlos Mendes Gomez has been booked, but in my view, he had every right to show off. Taylor and sends the ball out for a throw. Derek Adams must be satisfied with how things are going, despite satisfied with how things are going, despite not really being one to show emotions for the majority of each game. Newport have to come up with a fresh attack tactic. They need to get themselves back into this now if they are to take this to penalties. We're into the 20th minute of extra time. Still Morecambe 1, Newport 0, as Cole Stockton has been brought down by a Newport midfielder. Couldn't see who. And it's going to be a free kick to Newport. And a substitute is being made for Newport. This, I believe, will be their fourth. I haven't been counting, in case you're wondering, and it is going to be Priestley Farquharson in place of my man of the match, Ryan Haynes. Superb cross into the goal area, caught by Kyle Leatheran. Great bit of goalkeeping from him. And it looks to me as though the ghosts of 2019 will come back to haunt Newport County. Morecambe can sense that they have at least one hand on that playoff final trophy. Anthony Hartigan, and player's been stopped, and somebody will receive a booking, and it looks to be John O'Sullivan, who is booked. What a way! Not what you want on your return to competitive action after spending so long out injured. Couldn't see what his foul was, and there is a goal in the Euro Under-21s Championship. France have scored with courtesy of Dio Upamecano. Anyway, Kevin Ellison now for Newport. But the ball appears to have gone out. Yes, indeed it has. It's now up for a throw. Demetriou with the throw. Skied over by Anthony Hartigan. They need to come up with something. They need to come up with something really fast in order to equalise or to indeed banish the past memories of 2019. They should have done so. They should have scored earlier, in my opinion. The Morecambe fans are getting as noisy as ever. Kyle Leatheran to take the goal kick for Morecambe. The fans clapping and cheering, and it looks as if Alex Kenyon will be coming on in place of Carlos Mendes Gomez, the man who scored the penalty. Deservedly and rightly gets the applause from the Morecambe faithful. Makes his way off the pitch. handshakes and congratulations from everyone associated with Morecambe, and makes his way onto the bench, deservedly so after that superb penalty. Leathering kicks the ball up into the air. After 24 minutes of extra time, it is Morecambe 0, Newport County 0 at Wembley Stadium. You're listening to the Commentary Hub, the home of alternative commentary. As the ball goes out for a throw, Mendes Gomez now getting the applause and appreciation. Congratulations from his teammates. Farquharson to Hartigan. Anthony Hartigan for Newport. Hartigan crosses to Ellison. Ellison cut out by Kevin Mellor. JB Sports, one of our fellow commentators, cheering on Morecambe. Well, it looks like you're gonna be in luck, mates. With 5 minutes to go, they could be well on the way to taking the trophy, but it's gone to a corner for Newport with Josh Sheehan to take. And the ball has gone out again. Corner kick wasted, in my view. Time is ticking away for Newport. This was probably what might have caused. This was what happened. This was the earlier shot on goal by Jos Labadie. That could well have been Newport's closest attempt on goal. And here again is the penalty from Carlos Mendes Gomez to put Morecambe in front. That has got to be one of the best goal celebrations I've ever seen. But now with Tom King, who has the goal, and JB Sports, aka John Stuttard, saying thanks, Nick. Great commentary. Thanks for that too, mate. Right back at you. Cole Stockton now for Morecambe. Is he onside? Bennett dancing around him. He crosses to Mellor, intercepted by Dimitri, who passes back to King. King clears the ball forward, but Morecambe defence doing well to hold them off. Now here's Jos Labadie, but held off very well by the captain Sam Lavelle. 3 minutes of extra time left. Morecambe just need to hold on in order to secure the playoff final trophy and be on their way to League One for the first time in their history. Every time they've come to Wembley, they have won. They won the FA Trophy final in 1974. They won the Conference Playoff final, now the National League final in 2007. Cleared by Bennett, headed by Knight Percival. And it's gone back to King. King clears the ball upfield, heads for Kevin Ellison, for what looks to be, I think it might have been Kevin Ellison. No, it wasn't. Anyway, it's Ryan Cooney now with the ball for Morecambe. Derek Adams applauding his side. He's obviously very pleased and satisfied, and he's issuing some instructions towards some of his players. Ryan Cooney to take the throw in less than 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes of this extra time period left. Caught by Farquharson, now to King. Now Scott Bennett with the ball. Anthony Hartigan passes back to Bennett. Hartigan again. Hartigan crosses. Finds Farquharson. Now another cross. Who's it going to go for this time? Ellison now for Newport. Mellor needs to get the ball off him. He does so, and it's out. For another throw. We're into the penultimate minutes of extra time. Newport needs to pull something out of the bag and fast. It doesn't look like they're going to beat Morecambe outright, but they could take it to penalties. Kept out very well by Morecambe. This could well have been Newport's last attempt on goal. But it's now back to King. Whatever chances Newport are getting, they're just wasting them. Anthony Hartigan for Newport, and a player has gone down. It looks to be somebody from Morecambe. I can't see who it is. It might have been Brad Lyons. I will confirm as and when I can, and it was Lavelle. Lavelle has been brought down, and the man who intercepted him has presumably been booked. It was Mickey Demetriou, and there will be an additional period of 3 minutes. 3 extra minutes now for Morecambe to just hang on. They came into this season with the longest odds of winning the League Two title at 20-1. Carlos Mendes Gomez praying by the looks of it. Farquharson to Diagaraga. Mendes Gomez prayer asking likely for some divine intervention. Throw in taken by Shepherd off Demetriou. But the ball has gone out of play for another throw. It appears that all the substitutions have been made. We're into the first minutes of this additional injury time period for extra time. Cleared away by one of the Morecambe defenders. It was going for Cole Stockton. Intercepted by Farquharson. Caught by Hartigan. Yan Sangu, and Yan Sangu is down. Sangu is down, quickly up. Play still goes on. Gone across into the area, almost caught by Demetriou, but appeals for a penalty. That was very close to going in the net. I think Bennett might have been the closest one to get to it. But it's going to be a corner given, and someone is going to get a yellow card by the looks of it. I think Bobby Madley is just writing in the book. Corner kick to be taken. The corner taken, but kept out of the goal by Morecambe. Both players down again. Play still goes on. 1 minute to go. Tom King comes out of play. I think it's a desperate last-minute tactics. Michael Flynn getting involved in some kind of fracas, but dealt with quickly. Ryan Cooney down. That was by Priestley Farquharson. What on earth happened in that fracas between all those players and Michael Flynn? I just do not know. We're into the last few seconds now of this additional period of extra time. Morecambe can sense that the playoff final trophy is very much theirs. They did superbly in the semi-final playoffs against Tranmere Rovers. And it looks as if they're going to do it here, and they've done it! Morecambe have won the League Two playoff final. Superb bit of play from all concerned, particularly Carlos Mendes Gomez with that penalty. Forget England against Wales. It's a battle of the Bay, but play appears to be still going. But it was a battle of the Bay. Derek Adams, really happy, shakes hands with Michael Flynn. The players are getting involved. They're all hugging each other. Lovely scenes, particularly Carlos Mendes Gomez, the man who scored the penalty. He can't believe it. His head is in his hands. He is in tears, tears of joy. And one of the officials, one of the Morecambe representatives to wrap the "We Are Going Up" flag around him. Hugs all round for everyone at Morecambe. For Newport, the ghosts of 2019 have come back to haunt them. They did so well to hold off against Morecambe, had a couple of chances themselves, but it was the penalty by Mendes Gomez that sealed it for Morecambe, in my view. Final score at Wembley Stadium: Morecambe 1, Newport County 0.
Yes, Nicholas, Morecambe are the team that are promoted to League One after an extra time win over Newport County, 1-0 win. Mendes Gomez with the penalty which separated the two sides. And a message in from JB, he says, delighted for them. He's got a soft spot for Morecambe. Great little club, he says. Hope you're doing okay. JB, thank you for listening in. And the goal which Nicholas brought to you earlier regarding the Netherlands versus France under 21 game is still Netherlands 0, France 1, coming up towards the 38th minute of that game. And with the goal, it all came about after Jonathan Icone sent a shot which was tipped over by Justin Bellage over the bar, and then Dale Upperman-Corner headed home from the corner to give France a 1-0 lead. Austin Edward from Celtic starts. Ibrahima Conte, the new signing for Liverpool, starts in defence as well. Assam Awar, who was linked with Arsenal last summer, also starts. Boubacar Samura, who's set to join Leicester, it looks like, at the end of the new season. He also starts, but in goal for France today after injury after the other goalkeepers were needed for the French, for their club side for France. Leeds United's Ilan Meslier starts in goal against the Netherlands, who feature, you may remember, Nicholas, you may remember the name of Patrick Kluivert, the former Barcelona striker and Dutch striker. His son, Justin Kluivert, starts for the Netherlands. Ilan Meslier yet to make a real close save in that one. Things going is still 1-0 to France in that game that's coming up towards the end of the first half. That kicked off at 5 o'clock this evening. In the other game, in the 21 European Championship, is Spain 0, Croatia 0. Later, Denmark take on Germany and Portugal take on Italy. Both kick off at 8 o'clock. But congratulations to Morecambe. Nicholas, what did you make to that game today? Morecambe, I think Morecambe deserved it, don't you?
Yes, I certainly do believe that Morecambe deserved it. They came out of nowhere shortly after the second bit of extra time was underway, and that penalty, and like I said in that commentary, that penalty from Carlos Mendes Gomez was well worth it. They have won the official Battle of the Bays because, as we know, of course, Morecambe and Newport very close to the sea.
They are indeed, and got a commentary from Anthony Corner who says, thanks Mike, Nick and Mike is Russ today. Anthony, hopefully you're doing okay, but he says, very disappointed as a Newport born supporter, although not living in Newport, my family is still there. So soft spot for Newport, so unlucky. Congratulations to Morecambe there, so thank you for your message, Anthony. Hopefully you're doing okay. Russ is on with Nicholas today, Mike, taking a well-deserved break before the start of the Euros this summer. Just looking over the entire game then, Nicholas, Newport did have their chances but didn't really create anything in the game. Morecambe took one of their chances. I'm just going to look at some of the stats again, brought to us by our friends over at SofaScore, which is a great website. And Newport, 24 shots in total compared to Morecambe's 11. Morecambe had 2 shots on target. So looking at the stats, Newport deserved to win this, Nicholas. But if you go by the stats in every game, one team's supposed to win and then they don't. This one today, Morecambe did everything right in the end. And they scored the only shot on target in the second half. Newport didn't have a shot on target throughout that second period, and that's why Morecambe deserved to win that today, Nicholas. And if you just look at the performance overall throughout the season, you saw them throughout the season as well, Nicholas. Do you feel Morecambe deserve winners to get promoted this season?
Well, who could have believed? Who could have believed how Morecambe's season goes? At the start of the season, they were at 20-1 to win the League Two Championship. Nobody would have expected them to get to the playoffs, let alone get to the playoff final. But as I've seen in their display against Tranmere Rovers throughout both legs, they have certainly proved to be a side that could take on just about any challenge thrown at them. How they will fare in League One next season is a very interesting prospect.
It is, and hopefully we'll get to cover him for you next season. We've got another fan in here. He's a Doncaster Rovers fan, Nicholas. I'll just fetch his comments up in a second. He's fetching to him now. Forever Football DRFC says, as a Doncaster fan, I am so happy for Morecambe, but Argyle fans will be licking their lips and playing against Derek Adams next season. Yes, that is the case, and you're probably spot on there, my friend, and thank you for getting in touch as well. And we just see the Morecambe players collecting their trophy, collecting their medals right now. So while the Morecambe players go to collect their medals, I'm going to hand back over to your match commentator who describes the whole 120 minutes, and Nicholas Jones can talk us through the trophy presentation.
Thanks, Russ. All the players getting their medals. Lewis Gibson there just being handed his. And on goes the medal for Nat Knight Percival. And on comes one or two other players. And the hero of the hour in Morecambe circles, Carlos Mendes Gomez. On comes the medal for the reserve keeper Mark Halstead. Cole Stockton as well. Yan Sangu kisses the medal. Why not? And one of the last but not least players, the man who led them towards glory and hope and maybe beyond, Derek Adams, and he has conquered possibly his own ghost as well. He lost out in the playoff final, and the champagne flows, and Morecambe lift the trophy courtesy of the captain Sam Lavelle. The celebrations have begun in earnest. They'll be celebrating up and down across the seaside. The popular song across Morecambe goes, "Bring me sunshine, bring me love," and Morecambe have certainly done that. What superb scenes going on at Wembley Stadium. The fans are really thrilled about this. I was just going to mention that Derek Adams has possibly banished his own ghost as well, because he was manager with Plymouth Argyle back in 2016 when they lost to AFC Wimbledon, but that matters little to him and to everyone else associated with Morecambe right now. Diagaraga going for it, milking it across the fans, showing the trophy. The players want to show their appreciations to the fans. It's been a long, hard year for everyone, none more so this year, what with lockdowns and restrictions, and now with fans being allowed to come back into this. They are the life support of every club. But today it is their day, and it is also Morecambe's day. As the celebrations go on, Morecambe are your 2021 Sky Bet EFL League Two playoff final champions.
Yes, thank you very much there, Nicholas Jones. Tremendous commentary, tremendous work on the trophy presentation as well. Thank you to the people that have been involved with the show today, like Mike Orneman, JB, Anthony Corner, and of course, Forever Football, DRFC, Doncaster Rovers Football Club. You'll be playing them next season in League One after Mendes Gomez's penalty was the difference in extra time. So, on behalf of myself and Nicholas, thank you very much for tuning in today. We've brought you some excellent coverage of the playoff match between Morecambe and Newport County. Morecambe winners by 1-0. So big congratulations to them. And from myself and from Nicholas, we'll see you very soon. But half time in the 21 European Championship is Netherlands 0, France 1, Upperman Corner's goal on 23 minutes the difference. And in the other game, Spain 0, Croatia 0. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you again very, very soon. We may be back with some friendlies before the Euros start. So make sure you check us out then. But from everyone here at the Coach Job, congratulations to Morecambe, commiserations to Newport, and we'll commentate on both of those clubs throughout the 2021-2022 season, starting in August. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye for now.